Diamond channel, welcome. Right before I get into the video, I'm going to say thank you to some new patrons. We've got Beans on My Knees, a great name. Damn, I miss baked beans. I'm English. If you're new to my channel, yeah, I'm English, but I live in Japan. Can't get baked beans out here. Really miss them. Anyway, Elizabeth, Leno, and Ben. Thank you very much, guys. New patrons basically enable this channel to continue. So I'm now able to make videos to help people make jewellery. So with the patrons support, that makes it all possible. If you want to become a patron yourself, link in description is basically patron.com/diamondmounter. You will get access to the new YouTube videos 2 weeks before everybody else. If you become an official classic or an official patron, you will get access to all the full instructional guides. An official patron is the top tier. They get exclusive content and ability to message me privately and stuff, and I'll answer any questions if I can. Cool, let's get into it. Drilling. So I just bought this drill, yeah, really thin one. This is a 1/2 mil drill. Really delicate. So I thought I'd do a video on like handling them, using them, sharpening them, because if you're new to making jewellery, something like that is a bit scary to use because it's going to break so easily. These thin drills, like thin, I would refer to thin as like 1 mil or under. 1 mil's pretty sturdy, to be honest, but under that, if you're a bit clumsy still, like still practicing, learning to handle the tools, I think 1 mil and under will break relatively easy. But you can help avoid breaking them accidentally by understanding what causes them to break. That's really hard steel, yeah? It's got to be so it doesn't wear out. Which means it's really brittle. It was no flex in it at all. So if you've got that in a hole and then you move it even slightly down, you put in stress on it, that's going to snap it. Also, being thin and these being quite powerful, if that grips in the metal while you're drilling, it's going to twist it off basically. It's just going to hold it closed and then that will still want to turn. That can break it as well. So there's no movement, but you can break them just from the torque, the rotational torque. I just want to show you this because this is helpful. You should, when you get a brand new drill, it's worth taking a moment to look at it and see how it is, the angles and everything, see how it is, because that's the optimal design for cutting ability. So when you sharpen them yourself, you want to aim for that. So basically from the left side, it's difficult to focus this, from the left side to the right side is sort of starting low, going up, and then you look at the end, you can see, you can see the joint up in the middle. Basically there's a bit of an angle on it, so you want to try and replicate that angle and then that angle, left to the right going up, and obviously halfway each. So let's drill something with my new micromotor. I did a video on this, specifically this new tool I got, and I said it's so powerful. I'll give you an example of how powerful it is. This is something that never happened to me before in my career, yeah? This is like a whizzer, paper whizzer that I wrapped paper around myself. So because it's got like glue and stuff and it's not perfectly even, it's a little bit imbalanced. I had that in there, I span it full speed, and just the power of that spinning and that having a slight wobble, look what it did to it. Never happened before. This is so powerful, this thing. Anyway, so got this in there. Obviously be careful when you're handling that, even just knocking it gently on your bench peg. I remember breaking a drill like this when I was at college, just from putting it down, and it hit, I don't know what it hit, but it sort of, just the end tapped another tool, and yeah, that broke it. They break just accidentally really easily. So drilling, always want a bit of oil. Oh, I'll tell you what, I forgot to mention this. Before you drill into metal, you want a guide for the drill. So you can use, some jewelers use a center punch. I've never had one, never really felt like I needed one. I'll either use just something sharp. This is a screwdriver. These are quite good because it's a cheap little tool you can buy anywhere, and it's quite good steel normally. Even the cheap ones, it's quite hard, but you can sharpen it with, I use one of these or paper disc or something. You sharpen them quite easy. That's quite good. You just push it in the metal, and then there you go. You've got like a little dig out, which your drill can stay securely in position when you start spinning it. But they're not great, because that's not a perfect little dip. It's a little side dig sometimes, and I have had drills come out of them accidentally. I think it's best to have a small ball burr. Obviously, the thinner your drill, smaller your ball burr you should choose. Basically, a thin one is pretty much best always. I like these because you can carefully put the dip exactly where you want it. It's a nice round scoop, so the end of that drill sits in there securely, more securely than just digging a little shape out of it like that. And you don't have to put any pressure on the piece. If you've got like a piece that's all hollowed out, you've done loads of cutting out and stuff, or it's like delicate solder joins around, but you need to drill a hole in it. Pushing a spike into it with loads of power, you could damage it accidentally. So this is really gentle, really accurate, and it's better for the drill to sit in as well. So I nearly always choose to start it off with a ball burr. So ball burr, I've got a bit of beeswax on the side of my bench there, just spin it on that. You don't need to really put it in there, just a tiny bit, just a tiny coat in. There you go, just that. What I might do is, this has got a thin bit and a thick bit. This is just a bodge job of a previous video. I'll drill through this thick bit of metal because that's more challenging. I'll see if I can do it with a thin drill. So drills, you need to lube up the end, either beeswax or I prefer oil. I use Yamalube gear oil. It's for motorcycle gearboxes. It's a really heavyweight oil. It's sticky. When I say sticky, I mean it sticks to the metal. Like I can spin that now and the oil won't spin off. If you use like 3-in-1, it's a bit too thin for this job. You can use it, it's fine, but Yamalube gear oil has proven itself so much better than anything else. So really cheap as well, cheaper than 3-in-1. Get like a litre of it for like £6 or something. Anyway, right, so I've got my little scoop there. Carefully put that up. Remember I said about you can't twist this way or that way, so you want to have the piece stable and your hand stable. I often have fingers touching the bench peg, and then I've got good control of my hand. My hand's not holding the weight of that and then just trying to hold it in position. That's sturdy. That's got to be sturdy, not likely to slip in or anything. Holding on tight, lining it up. So the drill's going to go straight in, but I can't bend it out of that. So you just go straight in and out basically. And I would say start off slow and then pushing really gently. It's the spinning of the drill that sort of does the drilling. It's not how hard you push. There you go, that was it. And then as soon as you're through, come straight back out. This drill's good because it, so that's full speed, stopped. It's good like that. Some drills have got a lot of momentum, like my old shaft drive pendant motor. You just keep spinning and keep spinning. It's a bit of a liability when you want to put it down and get on with something, you're still going around. So watch out for that. So I'm going to oil up the drill again. For that thin bit, I just dipped the end in oil, which normally is okay. But this, I'm going through a thicker bit of metal. So I'm going to dip that right in. So there's oil more up the side of the drill. And this is more likely to break because the drill is going to be deep in the metal and I can't move it left or right. Basically, I'm pushing, moving it through, stopping all the time to add more oil. And then I eliminate the risk of it gripping in there, which is more likely to do when there's more going through more metal. It's going to get really hot in there as well, so it gives it an opportunity to cool down when you take it out and put oil on it. Once I had to drill, I had an order when I was on Etsy when I first started making jewellery for myself. I had these little silver skull beads, and someone wanted one, a guy in France, he wanted the silver skull bead, but he wanted a 0.5mm drill hole from top to bottom. I remember it was like 8 or 10mm thick. I had to use one of these drills, literally the same as that, and go through like almost 10mm. And I did break 2 drills doing it. And they always broke right at the bottom as well, so I had to get a new drill. If they break just like in half, you can resharpen them, but when the whole thing comes off, you've got only option to get another drill. Right, I need more light. Oil, concentrate. I'm just going to do this now. Just watch, feel, pay attention. Did a bit of a grip there. That was really holding onto the drill there. I couldn't pull it out easily. I think we're through. There you go, look. We're through. There we go. So I think with making jewellery, when you start off, you're going to be a bit clumsy. Even if you're not clumsy, you sort of don't know how to handle things. You need a bit of experience with them. So my last drill, I bought this because the other one was really short. Not because it broke, because I just sharpened it so many times. It just got shorter and shorter over the years. I probably had it like 15 years, never broke it. So these drills are pretty safe for me, but I know how to handle them, so I don't have issues with them. And an example of that is these cut-off wheels. These discs, it's like a sort of stone disc. really, really brittle. You can literally just put it down and it can break. They never break in my hands. I feel like I can handle them really quickly and just pick them up, put them in the drill, work on them. I've learned how to handle them. They never break on me anymore. So yeah, a lot of it comes from experience basically. But yeah, with drills, thin things, you're relatively safe as long as you've got the lubrication done and start off with a little dip for it so it doesn't slip, because slipping, they all seem to break as well when you slip because you do that and yeah, it can't take the pressure on its side. So yeah, thin bits of metal, a bit more safe. The risk increases as you go through thicker bits of metal. You need to stop more often. You need to really feel what the drill's doing, if it's starting to grip, if it's starting to not cut as well. Yeah, loads of oil, and eventually it's going to need sharpening. So if you feel like it's not doing its job properly, you may end up pushing harder, which increases the oil burning off and getting grippy and breaking. So just lube them all the time, but as soon as you feel like it's not cutting like it should, stop and have a close look with a loop, and then you have to resharpen it. I did do a video on sharpening drills. I'll put the links on this video. Same rules applies no matter what size the drill is. It just is more difficult on these small ones. Got to really do it with your loop. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Just thought I'd do a video with my new little tool because it had some stuff to share. So yeah, this channel is specific for jewelers, and yeah, I hope something was useful for you. Anyway, right, cool. So see you on the next one. Bye. Click like and subscribe.